What is up, guys? It's your boy Aniki, and today we're going to be doing the live reaction of My Hero Chapter 262. But before that, a couple quick updates because I've been busy as hell in my personal life lately, and because like nobody's in the stream yet. Technically, I can just like vent all this out, and then you have to like go to the beginning of the stream if you want to see this. But now my work schedule has changed, so I should be more able to readily. Hey, what up, Tarnish? Already in here, 30 seconds in. Let's go. Basically, with how my work schedule has changed, I should be able to go back to twice a week uploads. I think I'll be able to start doing my character analysis videos again. So we should be able to move into an era where we get a Wednesday, Sunday upload schedule on the channel, with Wednesday being character or non-MHA necessarily related analysis, and Sundays always being dedicated towards live streams. So the consistency is coming back to the channel. Sorry for those of you who were originally on board for analysis videos, and then I kind of let you down and started putting out less content because my life got a little busier than I expected. That being said, I'm glad that those of you who are here are already in here. I got to send a couple links to some people. And hey, look, fam, I'm not dummy late. I get off work at like 11:30 at night, didn't get home until like 12:30, had the lady over, and then some weird shit happened at like 6 a.m. So I just got up like 30 minutes ago. You can't even. I got a story for you, nigga. Anyway, let me send these invites to people real quick. To Archbishop East, to Dustin. Let's get these out here so I can read the chapter real quick. Let me. East, check the church. And tell Rex to check the church too. All right. And unlike every other week, I successfully navigated the internet without getting spoiled on this chapter in any way at all by muting everything, including numbers. So in addition to that, I recently joined a project that will be releasing stuff soon called the Anime Burrito Podcast. So, oh, no, I'm not going to do the MHA movie in this stream. Dogs at 20 minutes is dummy late. God damn. All right. So, Archbishop East, welcome to the stream. I haven't read the chapter yet. Let me start reading it right now. I'll start paying it. I gotta, yeah. All right. 262. God, it's too cramped. All right, we out here. Literally just starting with Nomu versus Crust action. I'm with it. All right. What is that Nomu talk? Okay, so first off, gentlemen. All right, cool. There are more of these things up ahead. We must hurry up to Mirko's aid. Number 6-year-old Crust. Quirk shield. His entire body can produce shields. Huh. I mean, like, all right, that tracks. He is the shield hero Crust. That's the name he was given.
That shit gonna be so. I can't see this nigga in action. This shit gonna be so raw. The creative techniques he could probably use. This shit probably gonna be so raw.
Bro, I love the fact that people love to make shield users badass in like anime, video games, any of that. Anyway, that's not enough to finish me off. Crust, once again, crying. This poor walking cadaver. Man, I don't trust Crust because of all this crying he be doing. Like, I want to believe he's just like some super noble, overly chivalrous ass dude, but at the same time, Nomu, corpses remodeled to possess multiple quirks. With no will of their own, they can only act according to their programming. They're divided in lower, middle, and upper tiers. Damn, that's a little classist. Depending on how many quirks they have and their physical enhancements, those in the upper tier are at least as strong as 10 average people combined. Standing above all of them are the high-end Nomu, possessing stats beyond those of the upper tier Nomu. They exhibit personality traits of their host bodies and have a high capacity for independent thought. What did I mention in that last stream? Potential Nomu rebellion later? Oh, snap. What did I say Bakugo would do if he became a Nomu? Rebel? Oh, damn. It's almost as if just don't miss. Anyway, that's why I handpicked the most battle-crazed villain. Even preparing for those candidates took immense effort. Artificially transplanting a quirk involves complex surgery and at least 3 months to fully take root. Without Awful One's power, producing more high ends is an uphill battle. At this point, only Woman and the other 4 had any sort of trial run, and just barely at that. That does say good things for their effectiveness in combat. I'm so sorry for cutting and running, my little ones. But please try your hardest. Even artificial intelligence. I'm so sorry for cutting and running, my little ones. But please try your hardest. Now that I've lost Johnny's work and Mocha's double, we were already dead, actually.
I said this nigga.
Horikoshi be on some petty shit sometimes.
We love you, DJ. By the way.
Hey, thanks, DJ, for even popping in, especially because I'm doing this way later than I usually do. So, Shigaraki and I have no way to flee this place. Completion status 70%. In which case, while you 5 are doing your best, 21%. Beep. Whoo! Oh shit! This chapter is no. Oh shit! Is because number 262, Mirko, the number 5 hero. This man just planted the death flag on what will be a mountain of corpses for Mirko. I was talking to Dustin about this a while back. Man,
you know, after naming that, you know what's going to happen.
This is a guaranteed GG. Like,
go ahead, read.
Hold on, messaging the lady.
We'll talk about his authors coming after this because it actually, for once, it actually pertains to the chapter.
He's deeper inside the layer. The old fart can't get away. He's cornered. You're just clacking away back there. Ooh.
She's so sexy.
How can she still move? Because she is a strong-ass woman. That's an independent black woman. What you thought? Must be stopped. I will kill. Number 5, Mirko. Want to know? My legs canceled out the impact. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that. Quirk. Rabbit. She can do whatever a rabbit can, but even better. You're first, you dumb old fart. Ooh. Look at that bunny hop. We must brutalize. Those are our orders. This nigga pulled the Willow Smith, I whip my hair back and forth technique. This nigga out here wilding. Leave that shit like 2012.
Watch your boo turn it up, man.
Hold up. And we got this nigga looking like he been jacking off for 20 years straight. Hold up.
Rex, by the way.
Oh, you said Rex pulled up? Hey, what up, Rex?
Hello.
Hold up. I'm still reading the chapter. Don't say something wild. Like, all right, hold up. Planted it right by the face and on the head. Uh-oh. Yank. Luna ring. Let's go. See, Mirko not playing. That's what I love about this. She out here just trying to too shallow, knock my aim off. Screw you. Let's see. What's she finna do? What you finna do, girl? Ooh. Bunny hopping on his tentacles. Oh shit. This nigga is warping her arm? Oh shit. This is some fucking Satoru Gojo shit right here. Won't sit still. That freaking hurts. Luna fall. Ooh. Wait, did she lose that arm?
Keep reading.
You dive in undaunted. Guys who fight with ranged moves don't tend to do so hot in close quarters. Is she about to hurricanrana this nigga?
Right. Just
sure. Ooh. Yeah. Luna tierras. Rip that nigga head off. Let's go. I guess crushing your noggins does the trick. That makes it way easier to deal with than the average villain. Oh, she called these niggas light work. I live every day of my life like there's no tomorrow. So that's when my number is up. I can check out with no regrets. No way this horde of zombies is going to end Mirko the hero. Bubai Gawar, you've done it now. Where's that fool, damn it? This couldn't be worse. I've been keeping a close eye on Honks from the start. He never acted suspicious in any way. We've been deceived. But it wasn't my fault. Bubai Gawar is to blame. Heroes are coming. Man, listen here, Horikoshi. I'm going to need you to not reach this deep in your bag and then not give me 2 chapters in 1 week.
Listen, this is just a fucking. This is beginning of the arc. Reminds you, we in like 6 chapters into this arc, barely, if even that.
Nah, fam. I'm telling you, this counts as work studies arc, but that only makes this more wild.
Wait, so you think that's you think this is all one arc, like with the Endeavor stuff happening? You think this all?
If y'all want to consider, if you're gonna consider this work studies, call it work.
Here's the thing.
It's definitely the same.
Here's the thing. Anytime we get a new arc, there's specifically somebody on Twitter that like always like translates it, and they're like, "Oh, My Hero Academia has now transitioned into the blah 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 arc." We didn't get that this time.
That's what I was telling Dustin. He said, "Well, he was like the Endeavor arc had a clear beginning, middle, end." I was like, "But there's been multiple long running arcs where, you know, there has clear cut beginning, middles, and ends of like a side story of the entire arc."
And the thing is that if Work Studies 1 was the overhaul arc, you got to ask yourself, why would Horikoshi go ahead and make a second Work Studies arc and just reduce it to somebody's character arc who's not even a member, like who's doing the Work Studies? The Work Studies' ultimate focus is supposed to be upon the students and their progression. You really think Horikoshi is going to do an arc where the main focus of progression is just their power levels, essentially?
I don't think. Well, if that is the case, then this is definitely going to be the longest arc in the series.
That's exactly the point that I'm making. This is overhaul arc 2 with but instead of it being like, you know, just a drug bust, the implications are far like wider reaching. The whole point of that, like the overall arc and then saying Work Studies 2, that's like Horikoshi's preparing to do a long arc. Now we're about to drop his longest arc. He didn't feel confident, but like part of like overhaul arc was dragging on him, making him depressed and stuff. This arc is probably about to fuck our mangaka's head up a little bit. Or I think he's decided to embrace the madness because I think part of the problem was fighting with editors anyway. So,
well, ain't no fucking nobody head up. This nigga planned this shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, so if we like just go by like if the Work Studies part 1 like with Endeavor and stuff happened plus this, we're already 22 chapters in this arc, or 21, one of them.
And I'm okay with that.
Me too. That's what I'm saying. If this is all one arc, then
hey, we got Florian on deck.
What's up, Flo?
Yeah,
what's good, boys?
Not much, man.
But I just like to say, all right, I called yesterday. I guess
you what?
I called it Thursday before the chapter came out. I knew she was gonna have moon-based techniques because
you said that more than
Japanese
Thursday. You said that like a week or 2 ago, maybe even 3.
Oh yeah,
because I'm positive it came up on the stream.
I already because Japanese folklore has rapids based around the moon. They said the shape of the moon back in the folklore, the shape of the moon used to come out to like rapids or something like that. It would depict as a rapid, so they used to use that. So I knew she was gonna have a fucking some shit based off of that shit, like some lunar fucking moon based attacks named after attacks.
Bro,
when she was cutting through, she pulled up and started cutting through niggas like that. The first baby nose, I knew it.
Bro,
so let's go ahead and fix the power scaling right now before niggas start.
There ain't no
server. They kept talking.
That's the issue with a lot of people. Most people don't scale My Hero Academia properly anyway. Most like you still got man. You about to have me pop off.
Everybody trying to say miracles, you know. She put it. They be trying to cap on it, or say this, that, and the other. How she's stronger or whatever. It's literally quirk matchup, and these niggas are untested. Niggas been trying to say that she was gonna die. bro. He literally, I don't know how many times.
No, she's dying.
I gotta.
Nah, she dying, bro. Relax.
The moment that she said Miracle the hero
No,
isn't dying,
not by these
that sealed her. Yes, she is.
Not by high no.
She got a chapter named after her, bro. She dying.
That like I can't like I said it when I read that I was like, oh no, she did.
Not by these high ends. Shiggy maybe not by these high ends.
Oh yeah, no.
This is what's probably going to happen because one of the high end says, "All right, I'm like die," and then she said, "Oh, only when my time is." And what I'm thinking is that when the doctor said, "Oh, there's no way for us to escape," whenever that escape route comes into play, there's going to be like some backup coming, and then whatever form that backup comes in, that's what's going to be the turning tide of the heroes like starting to lose the war. Like, because this war is probably going to go back and forth. The heroes get the upper hand, the villains, and the heroes, then villains, and then So at one point, whoever comes and saves Shigaraki and the doctor, that's going to kill Miracle probably.
Okay, so here's my.
Well, Shigi's waking up, so that's the turning point because he may be at 70%, but based off what Ujiko said, it means he already implanted the quirks inside of him because he said he needed to stabilize.
Okay, so
Shigaraki's in his.
A couple things with one with Shigaraki, he's already done with his surgeries and everything. He's just in the little like how the Saiyans have those little pots or whatever where they recover. That's all he's doing right now is just healing up and recovering. So he's already done. So if he comes out 70% healed up, then that's still enough to, I'm assuming, just body everybody. Because if he gets out, it's already game over. Two, all the doctor has to do is call Giganto. He could be there in minutes. In like real minutes.
That's the other thing that I think a lot of people aren't thinking about. Like there's a lot of ways this can go. Like there's a lot on the table here.
Because we've already heard that Giganto has never really been going all out, and if he hears that his master is in danger, oh my God, is it over with?
And the same master that made him cry looking at a broken skyline.
Yeah, so
at the same time, Maki definitely at the mansion. That's where Ujiko ain't counting on him to pull up because even if Maki does blitz there, he can't get there fast enough to stop them. Because Miracle want to blitz and go kill this nigga Ujiko right now. She practically can as we seen. She can manage to get.
Well,
he can't get okay.
Niggas got took off guard.
He can't get there fast enough to stop her from like as fast as she could get to that room theoretically.
Exactly.
But
if she's fighting,
depending on how these tie in, because like they made it a point to emphasize normal intelligence in this chapter, and you already know we talk about this a lot. Horikoshi does not waste panels, so they gonna learn from how this nigga went out.
I don't think he's dead.
Whether he's dead or not, this nigga is like they're gonna learn from whatever just happened here. In fact, if he did die, that opens up like them to be like, oh shit, we can be killed, and that'll change how they choose to fight.
True, but I think that because we saw Hood head get removed, right? By Endeavor.
Head ripped off his own head, and he didn't lose his brain. This one, if you look, one of his eyeballs literally popped out of his head from how hard she yeeted his head into the ground.
Oh, I see.
The like a lot of the actions panels in this was like exceptionally well drawn. I even like the attention to detail when like she flipped over one of the guy's heads and then like his skin on his neck started to like break. Oh, that was beautiful.
Can we just say RP Johnny? He was the best no move that we had. I'm kind of sad. I really wanted Johnny to kind of live this. I don't know why, but when he got crushed, I was like, okay, maybe he could get out of this. And I was just like, oh, not Johnny.
Also, I'm gonna say something weird. That panel where she says you're just clacking away back there, hot, fucking hot. Hey, Archbishop Beast back. But like Makia not being in the area because somebody asked that, he's I think he would be like maybe at a base with like more members. Yeah, like he's either at the mansion or he's potentially like near Redestro or something like that. I could see them trying to split him up, especially with Shigaraki being in the incubation and in surgery for 4 months. Makia has to have been doing something, and he's obviously not at the hospital because otherwise, as soon as the heroes would have pulled up,
it would have gone down like this.
yeah, like Makia would have been like, "Bitch."
Yeah, so wherever Makia is definitely a
This is why
losing side for the heroes.
This is
So
why
what?
Manga not at the hospital, because they didn't expect him. They didn't expect the heroes to even pull up like that. Shiki's just getting surgery. Nobody should have known about this shit. So it's like Shiki,
Yeah,
Shiki shouldn't need protection right now. So there's no point Maki is staying right there, because he was already in the mansion. We seen him in the mansion before, during when the lieutenants were all having to meet.
I think one thing that I think is arrogance on the villain side to not even have like
Like a
I
backup?
Here's the thing.
I don't know. Yeah.
Dr. Ujiko, Murata, Kyuda, Garaki, whatever you want to call him. Ujiko. Here's the thing. This man acquired an immortality quirk, essentially, like one that's keeping him fresh. You know what I mean? When you acquire something like that, when you have dozens of hospitals, when the world knows you as a philanthropic doctor who's out here looking out for society, making the best for quirk users, when you've been pulling that finesse off for decades, it's kind of hard to like see yourself getting caught.
Yeah.
Like there comes a point where it stops being rational to think I'm about to get caught here. Like, no, clearly you did clearly your system is legit. And there's a certain level of self-gaslighting, or you can call it like just straight up like anxiety that you would have to do this for over 30 years, and by year 10 not think, okay, I think I've pulled off setting up my operation correctly, right? Like you can't, like when you're absconding with children for decades, when you're stealing people from retirement homes and everybody's like, yeah, this tracks. When you see like actually stolen bodies from UA, how do you justify being paranoid at that point?
Yeah.
Like, how do you tell yourself, man, I could get caught at any moment, even though I've been killing it for 30 years? Like that.
Yeah. I can see that, because it's like this is supposed to just be a layup. He's been shooting threes all his life. This is an easy layup. Just wait till Shigaraki hit 100%.
Yeah. Like this man is basically, conceptually, the doctor is supposed to be slam dunking on a Fisher Price hoop right now.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the heroes pulled up and was like, psych, you in the NBA, nigga. Jump.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing. Go ahead.
If the villain should know that, like, you know, that's the doctor's like work of operations, right? And if word gets out that, like, you know, it's under attack, I'm pretty sure Makia could get there in a second. Like, they don't need to know that Shigaraki's there, but if they find out that the doctor's being attacked, right, that his hospital's being attacked, then there's more than enough info to also, be spread.
Here, I'm gonna double check something real quick, because one of the things that's kind of important about this also is that effectively when Makia pulled up during My Villain Academia, he more or less traveled like 700 miles or some shit. Like he traveled an insane amount of distance. Caleb could mark it, but I'm not going to try to go through Twitter to find it. But
I think he said he made a 2-hour trip in less than an hour. Like, you think like 30 minutes or something?
It might not have even been 30 minutes. That's why I'm trying to, because they like woke Makia up because he's like, hey, Makia, your master's trying his hardest. Yep. Calm down. This phone app be bugging.
I don't even think it was 30 minutes, because from the time that Makia first went to sleep, there was a time gap between where they were to when they actually met everybody. So, and then from when he woke up until when he got there, I don't think it was that long.
That's why I'm like trying to figure this out, because I think it was around the 50-minute mark when he finally woke him up, because it was the same chapter that Twice was doing his stuff.
Yo, Horikoshi just drew a picture of Mirko and posted it.
Oh
I don't,
shit, yeah.
I don't know if I see it was 3 hours ago, but
Oh,
like
yeah.
she has her legs up eating a carrot.
Yeah,
I'm
Let's
sending it
see.
to you.
it's her birthday.
I'll send it to you, Aniki.
Sweet. Yeah, no, like I'm pretty sure there was less than an hour though, because I remember them directly being like, how many hours until the big man wakes up? And they were like, oh, it's like this. So he got there in less than an hour. Like, regardless, there was like an hour time left. He shows up within that hour because he showed up earlier than everybody else expected him to, also. So we know he got there before they expected him to wake up. So
Yeah.
what the fuck? This is what I get for seeing the political trends on Twitter.
And regardless of anything, all he need to do is pull up whether it's late or not, no matter where he do it. Because Geaton is top 10. That's undeniable. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. Geaton top 10. This nigga Makia ate 3 ice dragons and flipped this nigga like he was a fly to the side. He stopped for 2 seconds and then he kept bulldozing through the fucking city like it was nothing.
When you say getting this top 10, do you mean like top 10 hero level or like top 10 in the verse?
Top 10 hero level. That's undeniable.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I was like, top 10 in the verse is questionable, but like Reed Estro is, because like Reed Estro is definitely top 10 hero level also. Like,
well, because Redestro, I would think is like in his, I don't want to say prime, but when he's not injured and he can fully go stressed mode 100, he's definitely the strongest in the Liberation Army.
and I would argue that he's got feats that make him very
All Might-ish.
yeah. He's got like All Might level feats.
Yeah.
Because
and Shigaraki was negating like most of his damage, so like
that's why it's like, yeah, this man is like got All Might level feats. His negated damage can level like multiple city blocks.
Yeah, so like Giganto and Redestro, I would argue like currently in the series are not, or like maybe top 5. Like you can make an argument for it. Giganto, of course, one, and then like I think like Giganto. We don't know how strong Shigaraki is, so I'm just gonna leave him out of it. But it's like Giganto, Redestro, Endeavor. Like I don't know the other two. Like maybe I really don't know how strong the other top 10 heroes are. But like if you just want to go off utility, like Hawks is definitely up there. Like he may not have the highest attack potency.
Oh yeah, no.
But like
Hawks has one of the highest speeds.
Yeah,
he's got high technique. Like literally, he had an S+ for speed and technique.
So as long as he's not going against a tank, Hawks could pretty much beat almost anybody.
And like, yeah, like the only other like heroes that are in like a head up fight are matching Hawks based on like the stats.
Endeavor, Miracle, maybe.
Yeah, like Miracle, I think might actually be able to do it. I got to see. Actually, you know what? Here, let me see if she had any stats put in the Ultra Analysis book.
Edgeshot is up there.
Edgeshot has Mach speed transformations, so off rip, like, but Mach speed is only A+ tier. So,
Edgeshot has S+ in technique, and then I think he has S in speed or S+ in speed.
Endeavor has S power, A+ speed, A+ technique, A or A+ intelligence. So, hold on.
And we know that among the villain side, like if we just go off like raw damage, Dobby is up there. Like, cause all it takes is like maybe like 4 or 5 Dobby's clone just sending out waves of fire, and it's like not so many people that can deal with that type of heat.
All right, she Miracle has A+ power, A+ speed, C technique. So,
and I think the C technique is just really her quirk.
Yeah, to a certain degree, I do think it comes down to like her quirk is literally just you get to kick people and like move faster.
What is Sue technique?
Here, I'll pull it up real quick.
Because they're similar in the fact that they're animal based, quirks, and if Sue technique is higher than Miracle's, then that just means that Miracle is relying on her raw power. And that if she increased her technique, maybe.
She's also only like 25.
Yeah.
Can you say?
What's it? Yeah, I can hear you. What you say, bro? Cause I'm
about to throw.
Wait.
I thought
Okay.
Fiji the link.
Oh, Fiji. That's cool. Yes, no. Sue has 1 out of 5 power, 3 out of 5, or like so. E class power, C class speed, 4 out of 5 technique. So B class technique. See, that tracks though, because that just means that most of like Suyu's maneuvers are about how she applies herself versus, and like stat wise, she's still getting bodied by Miracle. Like,
Oh well, I wasn't saying I wasn't comparing this. I was just wanted to see like what comparatively does Sue does that will put her above Miracle in terms of technique.
He is here. We got Dustin.
All right, I'm done. Let me get in the stream. I'm gonna hit you up later.
All right, Dustin. Tell me how you feeling. Because
yo,
You.
I know
my
you feeling
bad.
some kind of way
My
about
bad.
this chapter.
I was arguing with this nigga Payne for 30 minutes about my hero in One Piece, and I got
Of
distracted.
course.
Hey, dog. Hey, first off, I bet you was right.
Hell yeah, you know it was.
Second off, it don't matter your voice is here. You ain't have to listen to me like flip the fuck out as I was going through these pages because I'm geek, bro.
Well, yeah, I want to know what y'all. What's up, Flo and East and Race, my niggas?
What's up?
Goody.
What's up?
Thanks for having. I want to know because a lot of people are hyped about this chapter, and I'm not.
Here's the thing. Here's why I feel like you personally should be hyped about this chapter. I feel like if you didn't read this and think, damn, son, that's a giant ass death flag. Like,
Oh, of course,
you could just
yeah.
make it out of her costume at this point. Like,
Yeah.
and like you've been on that wave. You've been telling niggas like we got a conversation in our DMs about how you like, nah, niggas need to realize Miracle dying.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I was just arguing with this nigga. That nigga Payne about that dumbass nigga. But yeah, I like that part because I was talking with Rex because like I usually hit Rex up right after a day after the chapter. You know, he'd be a diva sometimes. And I'd be,
Oh my god!
this man said diva.
yeah, he do. He be on the diva shit. That's my nigga though. But I'd be like, and I'd be like, what's his thoughts on the chapter? You know what I'm saying? And we both kind of was like, you know, like we didn't really like the way the villains were responding to what's going on. And I agree with him. I didn't like how like the dude was panicking, like, oh, you know, it felt like a Judge Vince Smoke moment, but on a way smaller scale. Like, oh, they fooled us. You know, I didn't like that. And we know Horikoshi's probably going to rectify it. Like, to me in a story, if the heroes was getting one-sidedly beat at the very start, then that wouldn't have bode well. Like, oh shit, you know, the table's got to turn. So if the villains are getting surprised and getting on the back foot early, then that's good for the long term because obviously the tables are going to turn in their favor later. So we both agree that's probably going to happen. But just right now, I don't like how it looks at them being just so panicked and so. I definitely thought Reed Destro knew something was up with Twice. You know what I'm saying? So I mean not Twice, but Hawks. But go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, see, okay.
No, but the thing is, like I said this earlier in the stream, where I don't want this war. I never wanted this war to be just one-sided this whole time. I want it to be back and forth for a little bit, right? I want the heroes to pull up some type of a fight, right? So we're gonna have them come out strong, then the villains retaliate, and then like, you know, the heroes bring out their try to trump card, and you know, it's gonna go a little something like that. But to the point where you didn't like how some of the villains were reacting. We only see like 2 villains reacted, right? First is the doctor, the one who's not combat, like, you know, accurate or at all. Like he has no combat skills. So of course he's gonna
As
be
far as we know,
and never pull up. Then you have fucking whatever that the guy that was part of Redestro's crew.
Yeah,
he wasn't that. I forgot his ability. He was able to.
He makes puppets out of like refrigerator size things. Like he can turn those into human puppets essentially.
Yeah, so he's not that strong. I bet he's more calculated and stuff. So I can understand why he's.
I understand what you're saying. The reason it's just like and I know I might be overreacting a tiny bit. I'm just going off of how I feel, and I feel like we just came off the My Villain Academia arc a couple arcs ago. And we were so hyped about not only what the villains went to, but like where they're going to be, and it's just like and how they came so organized and all that by the end of the arc. So for them just to be so thrown off because it reminds me of Communal War. You know what I'm saying? How they All Might and them came up with a plan and they knocking on the door like a piece of delivery, and they just like that's how. Even though I feel like it's gonna play out differently than that, it just like I just don't like how it. Like this chapter wasn't bad; it was a good chapter. It's just like to me, it's just like this is not Miriko's defining moment. I feel like she's gonna have a defining moment before she dies, and I feel like people are just so quick to gas up a chapter. And instead of taking it for what it is, like, yeah, it was dope to see her lose a hand. That's like, okay, she really fucked up. I like that. But the chapter went by real quick. It was her fighting them. It was cool. And it probably gonna look real dope animated. When it's animated, the chapter's gonna probably like really be dope. But just as a chapter, it was cool. And I can't wait to see how it's gonna build from there. But I'm like, I'm not 11 out of 10 in this shit. Like something.
No, of course. Like I remember last chapter, I said I gave it either a 7.5 or an 8, and I feel this. Actually, I think this chapter was a little bit better than last chapter.
Hey,
but like we didn't get much but action.
Hold on. What you say, East?
That's it. I'm gonna.
His name East always do this shit.
My
You said what?
My connection terrible. My connection terrible.
It is.
So
you a whole Rex.
Yeah. So basically, let's put in perspective that KB said something yesterday that made a lot of sense. He said that the fight for Endeavor wouldn't have went the same if Endeavor had knew from the beginning he had destroyed High-End's brain. That's why.
Yeah, that's just facts.
Got it better, easier than Endeavor did. But plus, they're still they're not even in the they need to stabilize and all this, that, and extra shit. So KB pointed out that like when Endeavor knew it was time to destroy their head, that's when the fight went like that with that little support from Hawks. But Endeavor was already on death.
I don't think that they're dead though. I could be wrong. Because when he said that, I do remember that Horikoshi was showing in the panels of her actually hitting the brains of them.
Yeah.
But my counter to Rex was like that you know that the Nomu that Endeavor was fighting was still able to use his quirks when his head was gone from his head. I mean from his neck.
So that's the thing though, is that they have slower regeneration. Also, Endeavor was effectively burning through the thing's jaw before it got to his brain. So that's like part of why like the Primalist burn had to be like up there in the air. Like technically, I think he could have killed him as soon as he got in close range, but he was trying to avoid all the collateral damage. That's why he just tried to do it with the flash fire fist. So like you got him like trying to burn through teeth and bone to properly fry the brain. And because of the fact that it like there's a level of regeneration there that like Anomu isn't gonna die from having a fever. So just the bone layer being hot enough to maybe boil the blood in there isn't going to be enough. That's basically like all that is. Like too hot, in theory, cells would die, but because you have a regeneration quirk that's going to fly through your nervous system and all that other stuff, it's going to sustain you even through that. Like, and furthermore, the angle of the attack would have been pushing towards the top of the brain, and towards the occipital lobe, not towards or the parietal. And that area instead of like towards the back. So where like the medulla oblongata, cerebellum, all that shit is.
Medulla oblongata.
So like you got all the autonomic stuff in the back that you need to destroy if you have somebody who's automatically healing that he wasn't particularly like properly hitting. Whereas in this case, when you look at it, you can see that like literally like chunks of brain, like from the top, like here from the temporal area up is just gone, and like that's a complete disconnect. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know if this is an anime only scene or my memory is like really foggy, but you remember during this Stain arc when Endeavor went against that Nomu, did his flames go blue in the manga or was that anime only?
That was anime only.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's a looking back, that's actually kind of a bad inconsistency.
But I was like, I see what y'all saying, and when he said that makes more sense. And if that's the case, then okay, I understand it. I still don't think that they're dead though. I have to wait till the next chapter because I feel like each of the Nomus are like different. So I just think they got some tricks to their sleeves. I don't think she just killed all of them niggas like off the bat. I don't think so.
No,
but
hold on, I gotta answer somebody's question real quick. Yes. He did rip his own head off. However, he made it a point to keep from here on up attached. So it was like he basically ripped himself off at the neck. That's a lot different than if he would have, taken his brain and like whipped it across the city. Like, all right, let me just yeet my brain. Like, that's not the energy that was being brought to the table there.
And I do agree with Dustin on how I felt about this chapter and a couple chapters prior. Like, I can understand that, yeah, it's a good chapter, but my feelings is like, I don't know. It's me projecting into the future, maybe me wanting Horikoshi to write something a certain way, but I just had the feeling that the villains would just be like,
more finger temple, like, haha, bitch, we planned ahead.
Yeah, like that. And my whole thing was that the heroes were going to get over that just by doing what heroes do, coming out of situations that are just, disadvantageous for them. That's how I thought I didn't think the heroes were just going to catch them so off guard and everyone would be like trying to gather the last things they needed to fully fight.
I think we jumping the gun a bit because this arc just started, and I think that we're a little afraid, even though Horikoshi had given us no reason to be, but I think we're a little afraid that the heroes are going to come out on top.
I'm a little afraid too.
So we're kind of like over analyzing these things, even though we're like 8 chapters into the arc, but we're like worried more because we like, man, we want the villains to win, so we don't want none of this shit to be happening.
So here's the thing. I want you to tackle this arc from the perspective of the heroes being the villains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We are in what is the rise of the villain saga. So to conceptualize it, at the narrative juncture where we are, we're watching the ascension of the villains. We're watching the ascension of these people who are disenfranchised. We're watching the ascension of people who are discriminated against, who suffer under the current system, who are ostracized. If we're going to take into account people like Spinner, people who because ultimately that's what people who are for the Liberation Army ideals are. Out of curiosity, do you guys remember the first Liberation Army soldier we saw?
No.
Florian?
No.
He only read Black Clover.
The first Liberation Army soldier we saw was in the Pro Hero arc while Hawks and Endeavor were strolling through town.
Oh, you talking about the dude that was naked?
He had been fired from his job and he was going to go flash himself due to his quirk being shamed, and after being humiliated by everybody seeing his likely small willy, he was going wild out. Now think about that for a second, though. The first member of the Liberation Army we're properly introduced to is a man fired from his job who just doesn't know what else to do with his life. We're not supposed to be looking at, so to a certain degree, what we need to look at the heroes as is moreover an embodiment of tyranny come to stomp out the ideals and the goals of these marginalized people from these different backgrounds. Because at the end of the day, even if you don't feel that way about Shigaraki, right? Even if you don't feel that way about Toga, who's literally for all intents and purposes, you have to realize that it's a borderline ableist to hold someone's quirk and limit what they can and can't do and how much of themselves they can be. You're affected. It's like telling somebody with Tourette's you can't talk. You know what I mean?
And no, I get all that. And Horikoshi done a great job of showing that. It's just that I don't know. We just feel like.
And that's
doing that is off.
And this is more of me saying as an assurance, because of the fact that we have this narrative being structured this way, we kind of need to reverse. And even when I was rewatching, even if when you think back to rewatching the Overhaul arc, where Amajiki, a lot of people hate it in the anime because it seems so anticlimactic the way he just kind of throws the rock in the dude's eye and they all line up and but literally he put them under the boot of Hero Society in that moment. And so it was a very direct visual representation of what the rise of the villain saga is trying to counter. So yes, the heroes can show up. Yes, they can make the villains feel like all hope is lost. But when it's time to rally, when Shigaraki comes out, creating that bright future, heaven and hell landscape, that horizon that he promised the Doctor, you got to think, That's the rally cry. That's when like the Liberation Army like starts getting their like notifications. That's when the bases start like, yeah, Shigaraki's taken down Endeavor. Shigaraki has taken down Mirko. Shigaraki has taken down some of the top 10 heroes is effectively the message that's coming out. Now, I want you to imagine Hanabata finding that out and then him amping up the Liberation Army because of that.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it's really just more so this is like such an important, like this is probably the most important arc we've gotten. And I know it's crazy because we will say that like every time we get like to an arc, but like I really truly feel like this is the make or break arc for My Hero as a story. Because depending on how this arc goes, it's gonna be how the rest of the series is gonna go to a certain extent. And like this arc is akin to Marineford, and as that arc could have ended in a lot of ways, and the story could have went in a lot of ways. In the aftermath of this arc is going to be very important. So, like the aftermath of Marineford is, the Straw Hats getting stronger, and like going into post time skip where like they really didn't change personality wise, and they were the same crew but just stronger. I hope that, and I've never doubted Horikoshi ever, but I think it's just like a little like hesitation because it's very well possible that he could go one way and it could.
All right.
I feel about the series.
So, fun fact, I've had an idea loaded in the clip for this stream that I want to present to you now because you said this. Somebody recently asked, what's the point of Deku's mask and like the smile thing and all that other stuff if he never wears it, right?
Holy shit, he's going to be a vigilante.
No. It's more important than that. It's more important than that.
Oh, what's that?
All right. This is about character psyche. So, are you ready for this?
I think I know where you're going. Go ahead.
Understand, this entire time, we've been building towards Deku. I want to save people with a smile. I want to save people with a smile. Welcome back, East. I want to save people with a smile. Now, here's the thing. He's been striving towards that every day. And the thing is that if you have him seeking to emulate All Might, he's going to lose All Might this arc. Like this year, All Might's dead. I don't see All Might making it through 2020. You're done, son. You're my third favorite character. You're probably going to go up to the first after you die for a long time. But All Might is dead. That's where my heart is. Society is about to crumble. Izuku's going to lose his dream, but he is not going to stop fighting for it. However, he will no longer be able to smile. And the thing is that because when he finally hides his face, he's hiding his shame, his inability to live up to his expectations. The mask and the smile he will wear will be of shame, but it will be there to assure others while he's hurting inside, similar to how everybody else was assured by the phrase, "You're next," and he was crushed with the weight of responsibility.
So
that's what this mask and smile is more than likely for. That's what that guard is for. It's for when he's so broken inside that he has to fake it so badly that he just needs to wear something else.
I like that.
He needs a new costume though, because that costume is trash. That mask is trash.
He's got to upgrade the mask a little, but that's where I think we had it.
It's really the ears, like they're like a bunny. I don't like that.
Well, one thing I will say is that we haven't seen the upgraded mask.
We haven't.
The last time Izuku wore the mask was in when he fought Bakugo. We don't know what it looks like now. Like the full guard plus the hood, because we saw just the hood part in the overhaul arc. But we haven't seen he's gone through like 2 different costume changes since then.
But the hood part is what I don't like the most. Is that?
But I'm just saying we haven't seen it in 2 costumes since it's been like his costumes been changed like once or twice since then. So we don't know how it looks.
I don't think he's keeping the bunny ears anyway.
Right.
Like because they're not supposed to be bunny ears. Like
all my hair.
But and part of him, and like I think the reason why I don't think that's staying is because I think for him that'll be too hard to look at.
Yeah, if All Might dies and he's
that like the whole idea, like the mask hiding his identity from everybody else is also hiding the identity that he's lost and struggling to find and deal with, and what's going to come after what we have here.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hear me good now?
Hey, we can hear you.
I had to hop back in because I was just making a tweet after watching Heroes Rising. and seen all the teamwork, which I've been talking about.
No
Wait,
spoilers.
what?
No
No
spoilers.
spoilers. No spoilers.
Both of y'all ain't seen it. Ooh.
Yeah,
I ain't seen it
it's
either.
like-
All right,
I was
I'll
going
just
through.
say-
I was going
I
through
just-
something.
I ain't got no plan to see it though. So,
But I do.
I'll just say I'll just say what everybody knows. It's teamwork in there. There's no spoiler. You can see that in the trailer. I'll just say there's teamwork. He said the manga is going to be even crazier than the movie after he watched the movie. With that being said, and just watching this recent chapter and knowing that each generation, the kids are going to be even better than Endeavor and everybody else that we're seeing right now. They're going to be more badass because as we're going to have more stock and faith and like time spent with them, seeing them grow. I just really truly believe that, and we know we're getting a time skip inevitably. Come on now, how the fuck are we supposed to? Or else we gonna watch them grow for the next 3 years because ain't nobody taking out Shiggy in them right now. The kids not doing that shit. So we know
You
that.
ain't standing.
So it's like it's like My Hero is one of the series set up to be even more goated during the post time skip.
yeah, that's true.
Once you think about it, like everything's set up for when they're actually grown, and they've gone through so much.
And like I've told Dustin before, I'm convinced that after we have another like time skip towards adulthood, the academia is getting dropped off from the title, and it's just going to become My Hero. That's the name of the original one shot anyway. And he wanted to do a series based around adults, so it just makes sense for him to like transition this into like a slightly older, like situation where like the cast becomes older. The market will still like have wider appeal. And the thing is, like, even though like Shonen Jump has a strong emphasis on teenagers, let's be real. Being a teenager, you did not necessarily need the protagonist to be kids. Like,
And one thing I will also say about Shonen Jump and the whole teenager thing, I was like, yes, they aim the stories at young teens, but like I don't know how it is over there in the East, but I'm pretty sure it's the same way. The people that grew up reading it are adults now, and I'm pretty sure they're still reading it. So like when people like say One Piece is aimed towards like little kids, I was like, One Piece has been going on for 20 years. So if the person that started reading it was 12, they're 32 now, and they're still reading it. So like
most One Piece volumes, like most of their sales are older readers now. Like the whole One Piece is a religion thing isn't like, it's only like 30% a joke.
like for the most part, the people that are sticking with it are older adults now. So like that's the thing with Shonen. Like when a series comes out, maybe like you could say it's geared towards kids, but you got to remember these kids, they grow up eventually. If a series goes for 5-10 years, even if you start like reading it when you're 10 and the series goes on for 10 years, you're 20. The target audience changes. So I feel like when the target audience changes, the story kind of changes with it. You saw that with Naruto. You saw that kind of with Bleach. One thing I always thought One Piece with, it hasn't changed to fit the target audience, and I feel like it's suffering for that now. But go ahead.
My thing more so is like Shonen Jump is even the same it used to be even 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Look at all the new titles. In fact, I don't care. I don't want to hear the Shonen Jump excuse no more. Fujimoto, the author, the mangaka of Chainsaw Man, had a fucking lesbian foursome in the manga on the fucking cover page. In volume 6 has a naked bitch. I'm not trying to hear this aimed at kids shit. Do you see the shit that be going on Chainsaw Man, nigga? They slice bodies in half.
One of the best series out.
Bro, that's why
I'm not.
You already know. I've been on Chainsaw Man since day one. Day one, I've been a Chainsaw Man fan.
So I'm not trying to hear like the Shonen Jump. The whole show is for aimed at kids. This and that. No, things advance and things evolve. Just look at the fucking new titles going in the magazine right now. Especially Chainsaw Man is my prime example. I was like, and then I'm calling Hori out because Hori a liar. They go literally say in the Heroes Rising interview, it was like, well, I can't. If I want to draw stuff, like I can't draw an arm getting amputated during,
right?
The kids. This bitch just lost an arm.
He did. Yes, bro, you right. He said that shit in an interview. This man really said, I can't draw somebody getting their arm taken, and then did it.
Well, like amputation is different. Like the actual act of amputation. Maybe he meant that. Like you saw a doctor sitting there and actually severing the person's arm from them. I don't know,
bro. What's worse? See the doctor severed and somebody just let me just.
But in a way the way that it was done in that chapter was kind of ambiguous too, because when I first read it, I didn't know if her arm was messed up or if like she was moving fast for an attack, and it just looked weird in it. I had to reread it like 2 times. It didn't look like somebody was just straight slashing her arm off. It looked like something was happening to it.
One thing,
the Gojo thing where he twists people. Bro.
That's the one thing I will say. It looks clearer in the viz. So when you when I was looking at the scanlation, it was hard to see because when you said she lost her arm, I was like, wait, what? I was like, because I didn't even notice that happening, and that's I think I'm gonna have to start. Like I say, I would stop every time reading scanlations, but I think I'm gonna really have to stop because I really didn't even know she lost her arm, and I was like, did I just get spoiled or something? And I already read the scanlation.
But even in the viz, it still looked like something was. It didn't look like her arm was just like getting sliced off. It looked like something was happening to it. Like it didn't look gruesome as like with Chainsaw Man when you see people getting their faces sliced in half and shit. Like that's gruesome.
So here's the thing: is that like in the viz, like me reading this, I instantly was like, hold up. I was like, I already knew automatically that arm she wasn't using it anymore. So like as soon as I saw that, because immediately I thought of Gojo. And how, like he was like twisting random people's shit. And so it's like, if you see somebody's arm twist, and also if you look closer when she does the Luna Fall panel, she actually like yanks her left arm specifically to like get it out of whatever the little energy field was. And then she like spirals in. And that's why he's like, you dive in. So like, you can see it like as she's like sitting on his, like putting her legs on his shoulders too, to give him a tease of what every man wishes.
Yes.
Okay,
Dustin, even if you don't want to use this chapter example, it's not like we can't. It's not like we're not gonna see niggas getting fucking bodied and like guts falling out because we literally we ain't gonna act like Shiggy didn't dust his whole gush his whole family with blood. It wasn't a regular decay.
Yeah.
So it's like they were falling in chunky pieces.
Yeah, there's level of gore and like gruesomeness, like so like Shiggy dusting his family. Yeah, that's gory, but it's nothing compared to like Berserk or something where you actually see the entrails and stuff falling out.
Yeah,
now if we actually like if during the arc we actually saw the entrails and stuff like leaking out and all over the place, I would have said, my hero, I have no idea where it's gonna go. Like this,
I was like, wait, like I would have had to call.
I really would have been like, Tom. I was like, wait, I was like, yeah, it's gonna get nasty. I would have been like, it's gonna get.
I mean, when Makia wake up and then Mount Lady try to size him up.
Bro, that should be a fight. That should be a fight. Oh,
Mount Lady not ready for that smoke. Don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. You know she ain't ready for that.
I want Makia to Shoryuken in the head, just flying to him. But that would be dope.
If Makia Shoryuken's her in the fucking head, she's dead.
I know
she's dead.
That's big fact.
That should be
like, bro. Why y'all trying to kill her, bro? That's unnecessary.
No, I just think it was. Honestly, I think she may actually fight him because like everyone be like, "Oh my god, this dude is gigantic," and then she's like, "Okay, well, let me beef up too," and it's just not gonna go the way she thinks it's gonna go.
Hey,
watch jump in and kick him, and they're like, "It's over."
Hey, Giannis, you better check the church and hop in here. The link right there. You got Mr. Turtlecork in the chat.
Oh,
what lady y'all was talking about?
Mount Lady.
Oh, I was wondering did y'all talk about Shigaraki and his like the doctor like rushing, like trying to get him to get to complete now?
And look, the thing is that he will. Let me reread that line because I remember like when I was reading it, I was like real hype. But let me reread because it was something about those lines that like caught me off guard. Like,
I actually said something about this too, about Shiggy not finishing his thing completely because they still need the kids need a couple years to even grow more. So it's like if Shiggy finishes whole 100% early, what development is there truly left? I mean, he may get bored of ruling the society because when they take over Japan, but it's like I feel like there's more growth and more benefits of him stopping almost complete and then growing some more and then finishing later on his surgery rate 100% later on. I think complete now. I think
his surgery is done. So like whatever the surgery was meant to do is completely. This is just him healing up.
The other thing though is that Shigaraki wasn't ready, and then he started doing something, and Shigaraki immediately went from 70 to 71%.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Pain and Rex. Like I think that this is gonna be like Shigaraki's version of Goku on Namek. Like the arc, we're gonna be waiting for him to get to 100%. And then when he gets to 100%, he's gonna burst out. He's gonna clean niggas up.
I think.
Go ahead.
See, if Miracle dies, it's gonna be Shiggy.
No, she's dying before then.
I think so too.
Yeah, she's dying before then.
Crust is right there. Crust is
Crust is about to die too. No, she's about to die.
So here's the thing.
Shigaraki's not coming out this early in the arc. And she's like, this is the beginning of the arc. You know Shigaraki's coming this early.
Okay, and one thing I will say is that let's just say these Nomus are equal to one limb from Mirio. I'm not Mirio, but what's the girl name? Mirako. So one high end is one arm, the other one is another arm, and the other two are both her legs. Like if we're just going with that train of thought, she is dying. Like if we're just going with that train of thought, like she's dead. Even if she takes out all of them, she is dying. I don't care. Like I think she's dying to the high ends.
And
okay,
the thing is,
look at the fight.
And then no, and hold on, East. The fact I know she's dying when she said I'm not dying to these mindless zombies. That's in the stone.
She's down to these mindless zombies.
Yeah, it's in the stone right there.
And one, they're not mindless either. They're like really intelligent. So
yeah, they made it a point to like start the chapter off explaining to us that they aren't mindless. Also, can we talk about how like Horikoshi was like, "Yo, this nigga got the rawest head design on a body for the Nomu." Like, also that destroys all Crimson Riot theories, though.
What?
Because like people are like, is this high-end Crimson Riot because of like the facial structure? But his first instinct in combat was basically to use telekinesis, which I'm gonna be real with you. I've been waiting for more telekinesis in this series. I've wanted a telekinesis user. Unfortunately,
I remember we thought Reed Ashton would telekinesis.
You thought don't lump me in there. I'm the nigga that figured it out in like 5 chapters. I ain't
So
I on the record was telling niggas what Reed Ashton's quirk was before it came out.
All right, so we learned. So this chapter we learned that all the high ends are all by criminals and villains. So then that would mean people like Kurogiri were specifically chosen for heroes because if they were by villains, they would have kept that personality and they needed a caretaker for Shigaraki.
Yeah, which also goes to emphasize that they did actually think about, and to a certain degree, like at least All for One. I do think he legitimately has an attachment and like feelings towards Shigaraki. Like he does actually care.
Oh, I'm one of those people that actually think that All for One has put all his chips in the Shigaraki bag and has completely given up on himself. I'm not one of those people that think All for One has this like grand plan. I think that he has lived long enough to see the importance of a successor, and he's seen that all with One for All. And I think that he's realized that no matter what I do, because at this point his body is too badly damaged for a healing quirk to affect him unless he gets Eri to rewind him. Because the damage is already done, it's already healed up itself. So unless they steal Eri, which would be dope, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Hold on. Also, we got Squid on deck. I don't know if you guys know who Squid is, but Squid is one of the biggest My Hero fans this side or the other side of the Mississippi.
Oh.
So also has pretty good analysis and good takes. I'm actually gonna have to drag him on stream at some point just to see what he's bringing to the table. But he's got to reconnect. Here's the thing. Even ignoring whether or not we can argue all day about whether or not Mirako is gonna die. But we also need to address the fact that I think she's actually Latina.
Latina is like it's technically not a race. It's like an ethnicity.
Yeah.
Like because there are black Latinas and there are white.
Yeah, Afro Latin. Yeah.
No,
like,
I think
she's probably like Dominican.
No, I think Mirako is Japanese. It's just that her quirk made her skin brown, so she's a brown bunny.
I mean, Tijeras is literally Spanish for scissors.
Okay, and All Might is Japanese with American attack names. Is All Might American? Come on. We had a whole hero named Native who probably had Native American name attacks.
I do.
Hey, first off, that nigga's quirk was just a cultural appropriation and nothing else. That's why he got folded. I don't want to hear it.
What'd you say, Dustin?
I said I wanted to mention that because somebody Tom in the chat, but like niggas are like obsessed with Mirako design. And I don't understand why. 'Cause she's a little bit too muscular for me. I don't like muscular chicks.
Man, you hate to see
work out like a
it was just February. You're supposed to stand your strong black women. Come on, man.
I mean, she's not black for one, but for two,
she's black, bro.
She's not black. For
She's
two, like Horikoshi, the anime will come out and she fucking purple or some shit.
Hold up.
But for two, oh yeah, I think it is a color page, but whatever. But for two, this nigga got his shit glassed up. But for two, niggas care more about like people keep saying that she's not dying. They keep saying it because they want to see her character design more. And I'm like, that shit is stupid to me. Like, nigga, she's not here to be drawn. She's here for the story and the plot. I don't know why you niggas are trying to ignore the story and the plot.
What color is she, bro?
I can't see. Oh yeah, she's brown over there.
Yeah, she.
I told you she's just a brown bunny. Like, what? Yeah, okay.
But like, if people keep focusing, like Miracle and Crust are supposed to be like the first of many heroes to die. Like
that, yeah, no, they do. They are dying. I can't. Well, Crust might live, but
I'm not saying I'm finna die because I want to see their design. I'm just saying she's not finna die against these high ends. She keep waking up because before y'all say it, like,
he's not waking up now though. East, she's not waking up now.
Like Rick was trying to say about her, how she got how if one of them take out each body part. Rex, you seen what that high end did? He had a gravitational telekinesis pull. She was down there that one call her, but she still bolted out that nigga's whip with his hair.
She's also bleeding.
Yeah, that's what you're neglecting too, East, is that they're kicking her ass as much as she's kicking their ass. It's just more impressive because they're in a group and she's by herself, but she's getting beat the fuck up. She just has a strong will and she's not like easily defeated, like mentally. But she's getting fucked up. Even before the arm, she was getting fucked up. She's going.
She started this fight already like bloodied up. It's just that she's not afraid. Like, one of the things I like is that some of these heroes really do address the fact that, and like I like the fact that people are like more and more aware, like, yeah, I can die at any moment, but not in the like you can die at any moment, blah blah blah, cheesy. Like, nah, like I realized I literally could just lose my life in these streets. So I ain't got time to be sitting here like tripping. I signed up for this. Like, and that's kind of like what she's really saying ultimately. She's like, nah, I signed up for this and I'm just gonna make sure that whatever it takes, if I signed up to fight and be a hero, then I'm gonna fight and be a hero. If I die a hero, I'll die a hero. What? And like,
go ahead.
You gotta have like that conviction actually on display. And so I think Mirko, like we had Crimson Riot be like, you know, bring up like I will rush into combat. So because I'm even knowing I'm gonna die, she's the first one to directly state like I'm doing this, yes, like in the middle of combat to acknowledge, yes, as a hero, I'm fully aware I can die. So I'm gonna fuck you up. And if I die, oh well, at least I died fucking you up.
Yeah.
One
thing, I know we're like plotting out the deaths of the major heroes. How is Dobby going to get to the hospital if y'all so think that he's Toya and he's going to kill Endeavor? I think this is all working towards me that he's not Toya.
You know, but see, can I answer that? Can I answer that?
Go ahead.
Rex is so crazy. Rex, just because we're at the hospital now does not mean that that's where we're going to stay. Endeavor is not going to move from there, and it doesn't mean that Dobby can't get there just because he's not there now. Just because he can't.
Okay.
You don't know where Dobby's at.
Hold up, Rex. I need you to turn your camera on.
No.
I need your camera on.
He's scary.
Anybody watching the stream knows what you look like, so that when we have the clown stream, that we know it's actually you in the chair. Like, niggas need to know it's you in that seat. That we didn't just hire a clown to say that.
No, I'll show my face this week. I'm looking kind of rough right now.
I'm looking kind of insecure ass.
Right now.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'm insecure.
Nigga, it's a bunch of niggas in the chat. We don't care about how you like. We're not gonna be like, oh, this nigga look good. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know. East sound like that type of nigga.
Yeah, Flo.
I'm insecure, man.
Insecure. That's cute.
What? Whoa.
Hey, just do what I did, Rex. Last night I posted on Facebook. I've accepted that I'm a 7 out of 10 minimum, and I refuse to think of myself as anything less. Just tell yourself you're a step.
Bro, it don't matter how you look, my niggas.
Damn, why don't y'all all show themselves here?
It don't, bro.
Bro.
Like some people are gonna find you ugly, some people are gonna find you attractive. That's how life is.
Because I don't
Some
want
people,
to.
some people can find you attractive and they still not attracted to you.
Exactly.
Do you know how many women I'm like, oh, she's pretty?
Yo,
And I'm like, nah, I don't want.
Yo, I think Nicki Minaj looks like dog shit.
I don't think she's like dog shit. But I'm not attracted to her sexually though. But she is fine. I would fuck her, push came to shove, but I'm not.
I wouldn't. I'm not attracted to her, and I wouldn't fuck her.
Here's the thing.
He capping everybody that's watching. He is capping. He will fuck her.
Nah.
If Nicki Minaj was in front of him and said she wanted to fuck, he is fucking everybody.
I would pass. Hard to pass.
No, he's not. He's capped. I'm sorry, Nicki, that we talking so crazy, but he is capped. He would fuck Nicki Minaj. He is
See, look, Greg. Somebody just said I'm 8.5 out of 10 minimum. That's
niggas shouldn't even rate themselves. That's crazy.
Hey, look, bro. You got to realize you being rated. Got to play the system.
And 7 out of 10 is really good. I don't know if people think 7s are low. Like 7 is above average.
7 is like most men.
No, because how most people rate the grading scales, that people think that a 7 is a C, so it's a 7's average because of the
yeah, but that's even
American
wrong because 7 is above average even in the grading scale.
No, that's average.
It's 70%.
No,
average is 50%.
No, in like C, as to pass a class, you have to have a C average. That's
you have to have a D. You have to
D. But the word average in that context does not mean the average that you're talking about. C average, B average, A average, that's meaning the same. It's like what the number averages out to. But you're saying average as in like normal. That's not what 70 means or C means. Like that's above average.
No, like how 70 comes to play is that if you come out of a class learning only half the things that came out of that class, they'll say that you failed. Like you only learned half, right? How are you gonna proceed on to the next class, like the harder class, if you didn't learn more?
But that's still, that's true. But that's still.
But I'm just saying that's how they perceive a 7 as an average, rather than
I get that. But I think that you still think that too, though.
No, I think 5 is usually average.
Oh, okay.
I feel like you got to be 5. Yeah, like 5, 6 is technically like the average. And the thing is that like a lot of people are 6s. The only reason why I'm willing to say that I'm a 7 is because somebody literally told me that at any moment, if I want to dominate her, I can. So like,
jeez.
And that's not even the person that I tweeted about this week.
But what is your rating?
So the real question is real.
But
then to really break this down, what do we rate? What are we rating the women in My Hero? The women. I'm a grown woman.
I don't rate fictional.
Okay, time out. We not doing that.
But I don't mind rating fictional characters. All right.
Whoa. If we're gonna do that, that's a horny stream. That can be a separate stream. We got to get back on top.
Yeah, y'all try to coerce me into like showing my face by rating and showing how saying, well, if you think this, I'm just not showing my face right now.
I really don't care. I don't even want to see your face, nigga.
Exactly.
Damn.
It's not even like that. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to coerce him. I'm just like, it's not a big deal. You show it or you don't. It's not a big deal.
What's crazy is that you most of y'all follow me on Twitter or
I've seen you before.
Y'all know what I look like. I just don't want to.
Yeah, but you take them obscure ass pictures. You be trying to find like a good angle. Yeah,
you that type of nigga?
Yeah.
Oh, you be trying to get them good angles, the ass shots and shit.
Yes, sir.
You said back shots? What? You wildin'.
Dog actually pulled out yes, sir.
I didn't hear
Rex. Bottom line, Rex, it don't matter because at the end of the year you're gonna be in the clown costume, so they don't got to. Okay?
Nah, not the end of the year, nigga. Middle of the year. Soon as Dobby show up, it's over for the nigga.
Also, like, let's be real. No, that's a Hero Rising spoiler. Never mind. Because like even Heroes Rising was like kind of teased a little of that. Rex, you might end up in the clown costume.
Nah.
Hey, what y'all gonna do with Hori? What you gonna do with Hori? Text that nigga Rex and be like, "Go ahead, put it on, cuz."
When we get Horikoshi to finally know the our tweets, and it's Rex in a clown suit.
And if he don't wear this clown suit, his rank in Discord gonna be clown till the server is dead. You gonna really, if you don't wear that clown costume, you really gonna be a clown.
I'm a man of my word. If he's If Dobby is in fact Toya, I will
There's-
wear the clown
There's
costume.
no if, nigga. He is.
Now when
want
Shigaraki bodies Endeavor, and then Dobby pulls up like, damn, that was crazy. And I'm like, yo, I want all y'all in clown costumes because I'm the only person in the community at this point that's still keeping this like.
Look,
Uh,
I already said I wear the clown costume. Like I put on the red wig, the nose, all of it.
I'm gonna look like Joaquin Phoenix or Joaquin Phoenix, like I'm gonna do the whole shebang. I'm gonna hair green,
Yeah, what
all that.
you dance.
No, I'm gonna dye my hair green and everything. Like, no, I'm gonna get
You
away.
ain't gotta do all
I work,
that.
I work in like in this environment where that will not pass.
Nigga always trying to flex his job. You hear that?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just there's a point in time where I could wear not anymore.
I also want to say on stream, Commissioner Yaba is turned into hot ass.
Hey, first off, we've been on that wave. It's been slander Yaiba season for like 3 months.
Yeah,
When
that
did-
shit. I read that chapter.
really?
today. I read that chapter today, and I was like, "Oh
only
my
watched the
god!"
anime.
No, the anime is good, but
Yo,
the chapter.
Look, Muzan been an inflatable
You know
arm
what-
tube man for like 10 weeks straight. Like,
Wait, so
You know what's fucking hilarious?
go ahead, Luis.
What's hilarious to me about Yaiba is that all I hear is people trashing it. Yo, this shit been mid. You know who? Since Florian anime only, because I get spoiled every fucking week. It don't matter what I do. So you know who they fighting against is mid, worst villain ever. And then it's just like everybody just slander it, and I keep seeing Yaiba cells at the top.
Well,
No, that's because of the anime though.
Well, and that's because it's
Hilarious.
like it's funny as fuck because like here's the thing. One of my rules is this is gonna sound weird. 10 out of 10s are never the most popular series ever. If your series is the most popular, it's not a 10 out of 10. And do you want to know how? You want to know why you can know that like right off rip?
oh,
Niggas
Because
are
that
stupid.
means you're appealing to the lowest common denominator. It means
That's
that there's not anything unique enough about your story to turn people off and create zealots. You will like you don't have a niche, you are a generalist story. And therefore the masses can eat you up because there's nothing that causes conflict within them ever.
damn. So you saying that one? Never mind. This is well,
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what he's saying.
No, but see, my thing is though, Yaba's actually a good story. It's just that once it got like it's in its final arc. Everything in its final arc has been rushed and ass and trash and doesn't make sense. But like the Red Light District arc is one of the most beautiful arcs in like the new shonen. Like that arc is well done.
And here's the thing. What I'm going to say also to that, though, is that 7 out of 10s are the most popular series. Like we were talking about the average earlier. 7 out of 10 aren't like 7 out of 10 aren't like 7 isn't the average, but functionally it ends up being like the thing that like appeals to the most average people. Like once you get to like the 8, 9, 10 category, shit gets like more niche. Like I have Attack on Titan as a 9 out of 10, and if Isayama keeps going, it's going to close out at a 10.
Yeah, but that shit is one of the most popular series though.
But that being said, Attack on Titan actually has a lot of fucking haters. Like,
Yeah, but that's because of being when you're popular though. When you're the most popular, you also got the most haters.
yes, but at the same time, like Attack on Titan also has like a niche of people who are like dedicated to hating its story without knowing it, and that's something that can only happen when you're like well enough crafted, where people who have to be invested in your story to grasp it. Like the people who think Attack on Titan or My Hero Academia are pro-fascism are the same people who don't actually analyze the literature they intake. They're the people whose favorite series are the one likely to be structurally a 7 out of 10. Why? Because they don't need like the depth and the complexity. Like Aaron Yeager is literally making you like makes you ask the question, are you above genocide? And like on the surface, it's easy to say yes, but contextually, Aaron Yeager's options were be the victim of genocide or commit genocide. When those are your two options, most people would actually pick commit genocide.
yeah, and then
That's a scary concept to have to think about.
and there's a third option which most shonen goes, where is don't choose that. Let's do the third option, which is save everybody. Aaron has taken the step of Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul of Kaneki's whole thing was is that you're too timid. You don't make a choice in life. Like, and I'm so glad they said this. Sometimes there's never a third option. Sometimes it's this or this.
I haven't read the latest chapter, by the way.
What?
Attack on Titan.
Me neither. But I'm just going off of.
Okay.
The latest chapter of Attack on Titan, I didn't spoil for you. You ain't got to worry about that.
No, I mean I thought Rex was about to spoil it.
Oh no! I haven't seen the last like 2 or 3 chapters, so you definitely don't have to worry about me spoiling.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. Adi is right. A lot of people did drop AOT after season 2. Hell, season 3, part 1 would have like turned a lot of people off.
Oh, you talking the politics and stuff?
Yeah. In fact, one of my exes, I remember she was like, "Oh, Attack on Titan was good," but then it got like political and blah 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 blah.
You know what's funny is that when I was reading the manga, catching up, during that arc in the manga, I absolutely despised it. I was like, I don't like this. In the anime, I was like, oh my god, this is so much better. It's cleaner. The story is more fluid. And he said, well, what the author himself said, he created when he was helping with the anime, he wanted it to go in the direction he originally wanted the manga to go, or like a better version of it. And I'm so glad that happened because
that's what I'm saying. Because anime really helps because Yaiba, like, it has a lot of emotional scenes in it. And when you're reading the manga, especially early on, the art is so bad. But in the anime, the animation is so good, and the music and those emotional moments hit harder with the anime and everything. Because, like, to me, I'm watching Yaba's anime. It made me pick the manga back up, even though I was like so done with it, because I just want to see certain characters' storyline. But that first season of Yaba is a really well done anime.
Oh yeah.
Not even just from the animation standpoint. Like, the story is a good anime.
yeah.
So, here's what I'm gonna say about Yaiba. It's the character writing irks me because it's a familial story written by somebody who obviously doesn't know sibling dynamics. And if I'm honest, like most of the character writing is like, but I did end up finally liking Zenitsu like 140 chapters in, so I'll give it that.
And this is my last thing about Yaiba. I read the manga before the anime came out because I was like, I heard it was coming out. I was like, no, I actually watched the first episode of the anime, and I did the Rex thing where if the first episode is good and I can't wait, I read the manga because I'm impatient as hell. So I read the manga and I was like, oh, this is okay, this is good. And then, but as I kept reading, I was like, I'm not getting attached to any of the characters. I was like, and plot. So to me, this is my thing. My favorite shows are all like character driven, and the plot takes the backseat because I love the characters interacting. I love interacting between people. I was like, I'm not getting attached to any of the characters. The setting is cool, the power system is cool, the whole plot, the world building is cool. All that is cool, but when Zenitsu is the only character that I like, it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, I mean, it's okay. And then like that mediocrity was like exacerbated in the anime, where it's like, yes, some of it is mediocre, but because Ufotable is Ufotable, it shoots it up. And I was like, I've never had a problem with Yaiba. It's just that it's the casuals. It's the lowest common denominator. I think you already said all this shit. It was just like, ugh. And I'm an elitist. Yes, I know I'm an elitist. I don't care. I've already accepted it of anime and manga. There is a right way to consume anime and manga, and you are doing it wrong.
That's damn. I wasn't ready for that finish there.
We going to niggas next.
That nigga Rex is a trash elitist though, because that nigga is so recency biased on a lot of shit.
Oh no, I am. I'm so because
okay.
I didn't
like to me, a true elitist is Naya. Like Naya is an elitist for real.
Okay, wait. No. Somebody said in the chat, I do agree with though. It's low-key funny to see Yaiba stands wholesales over OP stands just for the fact that OP stands have been doing the same thing when someone criticizes OP. Yes, true.
Yeah, I like
yes.
That. And I hope the Yaiba fans keep going at the One Piece fans because I want them to know how it feels to know that a series that you're reading is better than that series that's number one, and the only thing you'll have to say is, well, it sells more. It's like,
especially because I always say this, I don't give a fuck about Japan sales.
I don't either.
Like it's cool. Like I like to know that series are succeeding. I like to know a series sales in Japan specifically because Japan mostly cares about Japan sales. And as such, if a series isn't doing well in Japan, it'll get axed. But beyond the scope of that, I don't give a fuck. Like you can tell me that, oh, like One Piece sold more volumes than My Hero, and I'll be like, yeah, like sure, it did that in Japan this year. But which series has 8 volumes in the top 20 in the US sales chart every time it releases a volume?
I don't has One Piece ever been in its top? Like that's the thing.
One
It's
Piece,
like
One Piece don't do well over here.
One Piece. That's what I try to explain to people when they like hype up how big One Piece is. It's like if you compare when Naruto was ongoing in the West to One Piece, like yes, it's popular in Japan.
But it's not fair though, because the people in Japan can say the same thing. Like you don't know the effect that, like, if you go to Japan one day, and I hope you do, because I want to too. But
I do too.
The One Piece out there is like a religion, bro. Like it's different out there.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. What
So
I'm
they,
saying,
so they, you know, but I'm saying off of what you said is just like, yeah, it's not as big over here, but they can say the same thing. Like, yeah, it's not that big over there, but it's like everything over here. So it's just about where you at.
So here's the thing, though, that I think is worth noting, and this is something that like One Piece fans saw as a flex, but it low key was actually like a bad sign for the international sales of One Piece. Before, like in 2019, people was like, One Piece on Batman neck, 470 mil. We out here. 390 mil from Japan alone, right? Then One Piece fans was like, massive flex, 482 mil moved. The thing is, though, One Piece moved about 12 million in Japan last year, which means that internationally, if that 482 mil is correct, it did almost nothing.
internationally.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I know that. Well, that's how One Piece is always.
Like, but like, no, but like, think about that though. Like, if it was actually at 470 million and sold about like 11, 12 million last year in Japan, it sold less than 1 million volumes all around the world, like everywhere that's not Japan, with 90 volumes out.
Yeah, I know, and that's
Like,
that's what I was saying. Like, and one thing that I will say is to One Piece benefit is that Japan was tight-lipped, and we also didn't have enough. I want to say people to translate the older series during that bit era, because if Naruto was releasing in the West, like with manga volumes coming out regularly, like they did in Japan, or like just like in general internationally, I don't think it would be a close thing where One Piece being like the best selling manga, like because like you just got to admit there was a period of time where I couldn't find Naruto volumes, like
here's the thing.
in the West.
If
And
you went on Manga Fox, Manga Panda, Manga Here, like just all these various manga sites back in the day, the top 4 series always, and specifically in this order, on all these pirating sites were Naruto, Bleach, then One Piece, and finally Fairy Tail. It was Japan niggas be drinking Nami's bathwater. Yes, correct. And Fairy Tail. Those were always top 4.
and it's, we call them the big 3, but I want to say that One Piece, even though it was a part of the big 3, it didn't feel like it.
Not here, yeah, no.
Because amongst the people I talked to, nobody read One Piece. Everyone was like, it's that weird series that those weird guys like to read. And
I had I would get Shonen Jump magazine often. No nigga that I was friends with that checked out Shonen Jump was interested in reading it.
And people didn't get interested until, guess what? Naruto and Bleach ended.
And like I watched One Piece when I was a kid, came back to it when I was like 21, 22. And so like I think there's something special for people. And I think this kind of goes for like any manga series really though, like or any series really that you get invested, because like let's look at Game of Thrones. There's a reason why everybody gets mad when a series ends. And it's for one of two reasons. Like it's usually because they've been so invested that they feel completely and utterly betrayed. Fun fact, the best like ending like manga, or like one of the best ending manga arcs that I can remember was like from Air Gear, a fucking series about rollerblades. Like a lot of these big series, because they have so much marketing and stuff involved in them, their quality ends up dropping even if they don't intend it to. just because they have to make all these little accommodations for money, and what's like even when I look at Wano is a case of I don't think it's being changed for fans. I think Wano's a case of Oda had like this whole outline structured years ago, and I think he hasn't deviated from it too much actually. But I also think he effectively is like writing what could be like a cliff note. Like he's like taking a cliff notes of his concepts, like to try to hurry up and finish One Piece in like 5 years.
I don't think Oda.
You know the craziest part about all this?
Real quick,
The craziest part about all this?
East, real quick. I don't think One Piece is changing because of the fans. I don't think East can hear me.
Yeah, I don't think East can hear anybody when he be talking.
Yeah.
Hello?
Wait, East, real quick. I don't think One Piece is changing for the fans. I think One Piece is changing for Oda. I think that he himself is changing stuff because he wants to finish. Because I think he's tired.
I think legit just got sick this week and couldn't do the chapter. Like he needs to end this shit.
Yeah, and people that don't think One Piece is going to end terribly, I have another thing for you. I have some news for you, bro.
That shit is trash. It's about to be terrible.
Oh, go ahead, East.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. You know what the craziest part about all this is?
What?
Over 10 minutes ago, Aniki said, let's get back to the MHA chapter.
Oh, yeah?
The chapter discussion, 62. But for over like 15, 20 minutes, we've been talking about other series.
It was like 30 minutes.
I think that's the wildest part about all this.
We said all that to say this.
That's the wildest part about all this.
I tried to talk about that Shiggy shit, but then we got off that shit so quick and went to like some other shit.
All right. Let's sit it real quick.
Yeah.
We going back to Shigaraki because we do need to talk about that.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't. Well, one also, Mount Lady is definitely at the mansion, or at least if she's not at assuming Skeptic is at the mansion, Mount Lady is at the mansion.
She's fighting Giganto.
She's getting folded by Giganto.
I mean, I didn't say it was gonna be like a.
Don't call it a fight.
Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a beatdown, but she's squaring up with Giganto
because she did the exact same. Like you can see the creek. She's doing the same exact move she did against to break into the Nomu factory during Kamino to get into the mansion.
I was wondering what that is. Is that what that is?
Wait, what did you say?
If you look at the last page, specifically the Heroes Are Coming panel where he's yelling, you can see a straight line going down next to the door, reminiscent of the time she put a car on her foot and then dropped it on the building that they had a bunch of Nomu in.
I was wondering what that was. I was like, I was thinking about quirks. I was like, who quirk can do that? And I was like, is Shigaraki there? I was coming up with so many things. Like, what is that?
Why would you say Shigaraki is there? Nigga,
I know, but I would just think. I was like, I don't know how far into the future that is, or like, I was just thinking about it.
It's that Dobby Toya brain shit you be on.
That's it. But I'm just saying, when you're trying to come up with what it could be, you don't eliminate anything because you're like, what could that be? And Mount Lady, that's actually perfect. That actually makes a lot of sense. Because I was like, I don't think they had any hero. Because if I go back to the page, I don't think they had any hero that could do anything like that. Unless it's a new hero we haven't seen before.
Also, I was so invested in this nigga getting his head ripped off and smashed, I didn't realize he started shooting eye laser beams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, damn. But her taking out this particular Nomu was good because the further he would have stabilized, like
I don't think he dead though.
I feel like that eyeball popping out is a good sign that like.
But he's a Nomu though. He's not a regular person. That's why I don't think that he's dead. If this was like a regular person, then yeah, but he's a Nomu.
And also when we saw that high end go down, he literally had to be like kind of melted and fried. I don't know if physical damage to their brains is the same as they are for like regular Nomu. So I don't know. That's what I think he's alive, and I think Miracle is going to get kind of, I don't want to say cocky, but she will like say, okay,
definitely, because that's her personality. She's cocky.
Yeah. That's why she's dying though. Like, she might be my wallpaper on my phone. She might be the lock screen, but she dying.
Yeah, so like that's why I said like I think that what's going to happen, and this is just my opinion on it. I think she's going to be fighting the other two, and she's going to completely forget about the other one, the other three. I mean, and then he's going to pop back up and like hold through chest, Just
Like even her line, even her commentary when she was like, "Oh, all I gotta do is knock you guys' heads in. This is easy." I was like, "Nah, it's not gonna go like that."
I was like,
Hey,
dude, that is such.
not holding back because you know constantly they gotta hold back their power when they fighting human beings or else they'll kill those niggas. If it never
But I got that part of it, but I'm saying like her thinking that she just has to do that. That's all she got to do. That I think like she's underestimating what it really is gonna take.
Because she doesn't know.
Let me bring something up before my connection go out again, real quick. Goddamn. They also have some Mentos who can literally do what they did to the mansion too. By the way, like split it in half. You forget about some Mentos.
You're right.
Y'all forgetting about that nigga. That's number one.
Yeah, it's just that it looks like break damage. That's all.
Yeah.
Or maybe Gigantomachia is in there. He woke up from the yell and cracked everything.
It's so many things that it could be. Like that's what I was like. I just
need these. I need these chapters, bro. This week to week weight is killing me.
The reason why
in a second
I'm saying, well, here, go first.
He always does that shit,
bro.
I be thinking that nigga done. He'd be like, second thing.
Goddamn. At least we know Deku ain't getting laser eyes. Goddamn, that's done. That heat vision is done. Because we just seen the quirk got canceled out.
Oh no, man.
Oh no.
Shut up, man. It's gone. We just see Diamond.
This man said no heat vision.
Head. Eyes gotta take it.
Oh, you said he's not gonna have it. You said he's not gonna have it, or he is gonna have it.
No, he's not, because we just seen.
Oh, okay. Oh, I agree with you. I thought you said he was gonna have it. That's what I don't know.
You know, people like he gonna get laser eyes, just like Superman. Nah, that's done. We done with that. We got that heat vision quirk gone. Laser eyes.
I don't want him to have that. No heat vision.
Well, that guy's gone now. Because we just seen that nigga use it.
I think that like Annika was saying, this dude's quirk, we don't know what it is, but if his quirk is kind of powerful. Like the whole he wasn't even near her and he like took away her arm and it like twisted off. It's like yikes, like
that nigga should have did her head. I don't know why he went for the arm.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah.
I mean, I understand because of the story sake, she wasn't supposed to die yet, but
well, I think he was like trying to like in general like launch an attack, and then it was like nah, like because she was in motion. It's kind of like how if you remember Kakashi's Kamui and how you had to like aim that, which if you think about it, that never made sense because Kamui was literally just looking at a nigga. But whatever, ignore that. One of the things though that the reason why I'm saying it's Mount Lady also isn't just like that's the same attack. It's important to remember that the Mansion group is led by Edshot. Team Lurkers, she's a part of that.
Yeah. So we know Kamui was Edshot, Mount Lady are there, Manetsu's there. So I guess
I'm trying to figure out who's in charge of the class 1A, like the full class 1A. Because remember, Kamen was like, I missed class 1A, and it was just them. They didn't have any heroes. You know, there's heroes supporting them.
Burning over there.
No. Class 1A, the whole class 1A isn't with Burning and them. It's class 1A that's also with the Mansion group, and then Deku and them, Deku, Ochiko, Ida, Froppy, they're on the evacuation with Burning. Momo,
ain't that both groups?
Momo
and them was with Momo and them is over there with Midnight and them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're with the Mansion group. That's what like what other heroes are like specifically with them, because Kaminari isn't directly with Midnight, because that's why he was crying because I missed class 1A. They're with a different group because they got the thing surrounded. They said so. I'm trying to figure out what group they're with. What heroes are they with?
Also Shield Bros.
They're going on some evacuation group. I'm trying to figure out who Momo literally has right next to her as a hero. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Shield Bros. I was saying that. I just want to address somebody in the chat. I was saying that the eye thing for Kamui didn't make sense to miss. The hands thing does. Like that's justified. Because like if you gotta aim with your hands, that's a little different. You're not just looking at a nigga and popping them. So
yeah, that's facts.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to like take out of this chapter, like just things. And I don't know if y'all talked about it yet, but Shigaraki's design within the two, because now we get a close up.
No, Shigaraki got quote the streets. Shigaraki got drip.
Whenever Shigaraki come out, he's killing a lot of pro heroes easily.
Like I'm trying to figure out what's up with these goggles. Is it just to like make sure he doesn't open his eyes in pain? Like his veins are popping.
Yo, so like I don't know how bad it. Like I know it's going to be bad, but like literally the moment Shigaraki steps out of there too, the moment his foot touches the ground, his decay is starting. Which is
The
like,
moment,
yeah, like literally his foot touching the ground is like starting the decay.
the moment he steps out, Never Scared is gonna start playing. Like that's like for real. Like you might as well just play it like Never Scared and just have that shit blasting. Like because he dog. This is the man who.
Now everybody else can relax talking about it. I hope we don't give Shigaraki butterfly wings. I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro, like it was
like he gonna get
yeah, like how do you take that literally? Like, come on, bro.
What the fuck is wrong with that?
Like, do you like that was just because he made that Mothra joke. Like, come on. I swear, people like act like you can't have humor or like the Mothra thing was just a joke. The Cocoon thing was to show that he was going to be something dangerous. Like people often affiliate tattered wings on like angels or any of those things with like fallen creatures who could have been good or were good, and now they have like tears and stuff. Like it was all about like giving you like that image that this is like a dark, like a thing of death. Like a lot of like character designs that have pestilence abilities or like spread decay and death literally have tattered wings. It's a common trope. And so that was like him kind of playing into that. So like we would have like a representation of like, yeah, usually when somebody pulls up with that, they're huge threat. Like it was supposed to be like common imagery, and still somehow niggas missed it.
They always missing shit. Goddamn, nigga.
Y'all really, these niggas really read My Hero.
Yeah.
But what is the phrase? They read My Hero, but what
they don't read My Hero.
Like,
hey, that's coming. That quote is coming up right through the ranks. Did they do, bro? I think that quote came from talking to Pain one time. That nigga just kept pissing me off. I'm like, bro, you just don't read My Hero, do you?
Like, Academy of Heroes should not be as popular as it is.
If these niggas was reading My Hero, they wouldn't be saying the shit they be saying. That's what would kill me. Like, y'all niggas must not be reading it.
Like 2 weeks ago, niggas, Ujiko was like they're not ready. They're unstabilized. It took Hood 10 hours to stabilize. Then niggas gonna talk about damn all these high ends are stronger than Hood. I'm like, did you just read what this nigga just said? It's like we don't know what stabilized means, nigga.
Well, okay. So one thing I want to say is
I don't know what stabilized means. You might have to wait. What the fuck you mean?
I just think stabilized means that they're not in control of their power, so that they could be more dangerous. Yeah. I don't think that means that they're weaker. I just think that their power isn't in control of it.
That's what I was saying. We don't know what context stabilized mean. Does stabilized mean stabilized to the point where they're fully more intelligent, or does stabilized mean that they're cells are like in place,
or maybe they're more compatible with the quirks in their body?
Yeah, like we don't know what stabilized is.
And that so here's the thing. That's the thing that I interpret as like stabilized has to do with like quirk function, because if you look back, they're like these high end have way slower regen than what Hood had, and so you kind of gotta assume that like the quirk usage, its development, like its freshness, plays into whether or not it's like their stability. You know what I mean? Like if I give you 10 quirks and you out here coughing up blood using them, I would say you're not physically stabilized. You know what I mean? Or if I give you 9 quirks.
This nigga want to talk about the movie so bad. It's so bad.
I want to see the movie, but I don't want to go to the theaters to go see it.
It's worth going to see it at the theaters, for real.
Did you watch it dub?
I'm about to.
I thought I was watching it sub, but like the mall said my movie ticket was sub, but it ended up being dub.
I'm not watching it dub.
I was fine with it being
I have to watch it in dub. The girl I'm going with only watches My Hero in dub.
She's watching it.
You gotta drop her, my nigga.
Yeah, you do.
What? Nah. My Hero got a good dub. We gotta stop pretending like My Hero don't got a good dub.
It's not even that they don't have a good dub. It's just that it's sub over dub, my nigga. Like, what are you doing?
Nah, I like Sabotage more.
Like, to find a girl to go see a fucking anime movie in the first place, like, and then like you want to compromise saying like, no, we're gonna watch it in sub when she don't even watch anime to begin with.
No, I feel you. If you go to the theaters, you gotta watch it in dub anyway. I mean, it's the theaters, but
no, they have it in sub.
They do have it in sub.
Yeah,
but still, I'm not gonna go to the theaters and watch it in sub. That's crazy.
I will. I didn't watch the Passing the Christ didn't have a dub, and I was in there like, bro, what is going on? And I was like 6.
Hold up, this man compared watching My Hero movies to the Passion of the Christ.
This is a Dobby Toya nigga, man. This is a Dobby Toya nigga.
I was
Bro.
comparing the dub and the sub. Don't do that. Because Passing the Christ didn't have an English like.
I ain't gonna lie, I heard that gentle. I heard a clip of that gentle and La Brava dub. I didn't really like that. It sounded weird. Yeah,
I didn't hear that,
it could be because I'm so used to this. I ain't gonna lie, I'm 4 episodes behind on the My Hero anime. I'm just gonna binge that shit probably later today.
Also, it's not a sub or dub; it's both for My Hero. At least for me, I watch every season in both.
Only dubs I love is Yu Yu Hakusho and Inuyasha, and I'm used to Dragon
What
Ball.
about Full Metal?
Yeah, I watched.
No, I think I watched that in sub though when I first saw it.
Now, I will admit, My Hero dub has some scenes in it that are better in the dub than I think the sub. Like when they're in Camino Ward and All Might breaks through the door and Shigaraki says, "I hate you," bro. In the dub, I was like, I was like, oh my god. In the sub, it's like, whatever. But the All Might knowing sub is way better. It's like it's not even comparable.
And yeah, Full Metal has a good dub.
All Might not beat from that scene where they escaped. The nigga said, and his face changed so quick. Yo, that shit was raw. I was like, this is voice act. That nigga said, they dropped the dirt on them, and they got all face switching, scream.
Bro.
I was like,
here's the thing.
About to say.
All Might. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's one of the reasons why I really love All Might's dub voice, though. Like for real, because I feel like Sabbath admits that All Might is corny.
Well, he is, yeah. All Might knows.
Like I feel like Sabbath, like his voice acting admits that this is a corny ass nigga, and I don't get like that. Like he doesn't feel as corny.
Well,
like
and that's the thing is like I feel like All Might is in the dub is like how he would be like really like if we were to hear him and he was our actual hero, and then like when he's in his Small Might form, like the subtleties.
Did you just call that shit Small Might form?
Yeah, Small Might and Tall Might.
Yeah,
that's on the way.
I'm outclassed here. Y'all in a different league than me on that. I never heard that one.
For real? Okay, but like when he's in his smaller form, like you could just hear Sabbath's voice, like how it changes and how like it's
yeah. There's more of a shift between his voices too. Like that's something that makes I really like the show of All Might is more emphasized in the
dub, and like when he sounds like defeated all the time in his small form. Like it's like no hope in his voice. Even during the happy moments, it's like you can just hear in his voice like how much he hates what he's become. And I think like, it's range.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I watched All Might versus Nomu over like the final like 5-minute clip in dub English. I probably watched that scene like 60, 70 times.
Yeah. There's some scenes in My Hero I've watched a lot.
That shit was inspirational. I would dead ass get off work every day at one point and watch that shit. like man, I fucking hate my job.
You know the real, if I'm being real, you know the real reason I hate the dub of My Hero? Because I hate Minetta's voice. I hate it so much.
Minetta's voice is perfect because he sounds like the loser he is.
So Minetta's one of my favorite characters. If I have a top 10 list, Minetta is an honorable mention because he was in my top 10 at one point. But like, oh my god, do I hate his voice so much? He's like, yes. So I'm like, come on, bro. Minetta is. Come on, I'm like, please don't do this to my boy.
Minetta's voice is perfect in the dub though. Like they capture his character. Every character in the dub for the My Hero cast, like they capture their characters perfectly.
I don't like Poppy voice, nor do I like voice.
Like how I see it, the dub, like every time I watch both the subbed and the dub, is like I literally see it as if these guys were speaking English, this is how they'll sound like.
I guess.
Yeah. Also, Deku and Bakugo versus All Might is like some fucking heat. I recently rewatched that shit.
Bro, people need to stop. My Hero's been good since the very begining, bro. And it just
it has.
It's only gotten better.
And the funny thing about My Hero is like genuinely almost everything almost every arc in My Hero. Like after like 3 or 4 months, if I like go back and peek at it, something about it, due to something that happens in the manga, is better now.
Yeah.
Like it's this weird thing where almost every time I like look back and rewatch something. It was like when I rewatched the sports festival, because I actually am not one of those people who season 2 isn't my favorite season.
Season 3 is my favorite.
Same. Like a lot of people really love season 2 though. And I hadn't rewatched Sports Festival in a while, but like that was when I was rewatching. I was like, oh yeah. Tetsu literally promised to give Shoto them hands. Like good for him.
Sports Festival was considered the best arc in My Hero for a minute.
Ooh, for a long time. Aniki, I sent you my list, my top 10
Top 10 what?
of My Hero characters. Mineta's number 11. Honorable mention, just saying.
Hold up. You sent it on Discord?
Yeah, Discord.
Yo, Mineta is slept on, bro.
I'll send it to you.
Niggas be hating on Mineta.
Bro,
Okay.
Aniki's one of those niggas.
The worst part about it is Mineta is like the fucking inner demon of almost every nigga like that watches My Hero.
Horikoshi himself.
Yeah, that's what I agree with.
Himself. Horikoshi says Mineta is literally himself.
Whoa, don't you spread that misinformation.
Okay, no, it's not himself. It's his pervy side. It's his like repressed pervy side. And then Deku's more his natural state, like shy, and
Even Deku be on the bitches low key. He just be embarrassed.
like that last episode where Deku was like, yo, look at the things thinking. They thinking.
Yeah, we not finna pull some false equivalency with this Deku verse. No, we not finna do that in this stream, bro.
Deku was like,
I'm just saying, Mineta is a man. Mineta is a man of the pervs. He's for us. Like every man is. Most men are like that, my nigga. He of course, it's a manga, so it's over exaggerated. But that nigga, like niggas be.
My thing is, look.
I wouldn't even say it's over exaggerating because like
This nigga Flo always eating.
Hold up,
bro.
you snitching on yourself, bro.
Flo
Time
always
out.
Flo always eating something in the stream, bro.
Here's the thing. To me, Kaminari's level of pervy reflects like the average teenager. Like Mineta is just like a step, like 2 or 3 steps too far.
I say it's over exaggerated.
Like once that nigga started sniffing underwear and like all that other stuff.
Yeah, I'm not doing all that.
I'm like, nah, you stop being like, but when like Sarah was like, hold up, you saw titties? Every nigga, all right, we got some downtime. The test is over. You gonna talk to me about them titties? Fair. Like
Kaminari be the one. He was about to ask Ochiko out on a date, and then she said she was riding Deku dick.
He did, and then she was like, "Oh shit, Deku's arms are no longer broken.
Yeah.
We have a really good medical plan." Like,
Kaminari on it.
well, I think most of the dudes in 1A are like real teenagers. Besides, I want to say,
I feel like Mineta isn't because he's like
no,
that steps too far.
I think Shoto, Bakugo, Mineta, Ida, and the bird dude are the ones that are like, kind of.
Damn, Rex.
I know, bro. I know. I got my house is domesticated, but they're allowed to sell. But those are the ones that are not like because remember when there was in the bathhouse scene and Mineta and Kaminari said, "Yo, we got a chick over there." All of them were for it, besides like those people. So it is what it is. You see my list, Aniki?
Yeah. Oh, let me read that shit real quick. Actually, where's my timestamp? All right, yeah. All right, so all right, y'all ready for Rex's list that is going to get aired out on stream?
Yeah, I got it on Discord.
Go ahead, air it out.
Number 1, Endeavor. 2, Shigaraki. 3, Deku. 4, Twice. 5, Stain. 6, Hawks. 7, Gentle.
wow.
8, La Brava.
Wow.
9, Bakugo.
Wow.
10, All for One.
Bakugo 9? Oh, we throwing hands. Now I need you to be in that council.
Wait, okay, so here's the thing with Bakugo. In terms of character development, yes, I will admit he's one of the best in the series. But just Bakugo in general, he's just not like his personality and everything is not something that I would gravitate.
No, I agree. This is just like your favorite character. That's understandable. But if we talk about well-written characters, and you had him at 9, then it's a problem.
Yeah, no, this is just my favorite characters.
You niggas, you think like me.
That's how niggas be though. Niggas be like, you gotta think like me. I don't even know what my top 10 would be.
I had to think this out, and I wrote something for everybody too. So
I can
probably
tell you
my favorite character.
I can tell you my like top 5, 6 easily because it's Mirio, Bakugo, All Might, Deku, Shigaraki, Eraser.
In that order?
Yeah.
Ochiko number one, baby. Ochiko number one, baby.
But once we get past like the 7, 8, 9, 10, like it's like because like all these characters have like different functions. Overhaul is probably number 7. Like Overhaul is 7. Like I cosplayed Overhaul.
You know what's funny is that I think my list is unique because I don't think a lot of people have LeBravo or Gentle in their top 10.
I think a lot of people have Gentle, but not LeBravo.
Did you put them in there so your list could be unique?
No, dude, I always say LeBravo is my favorite girl in My Hero Academia.
Bruh.
I don't know why. Well, I kind of know why, but still. That
Silver's motto is that twice his top 2 in My Hero Academia, and he's 1 and 2.
The top 3 written characters in My Hero, you could put them in any order as Endeavor, Bakugo, and Twice. You could put them in any order. I wouldn't argue.
They all have, I would say that they need credit checks. I ain't heard number 1 Twice or Headshot at all.
That's crazy that Twice is he's a part of the story, but he's such a side character. It's crazy that he's one in top 3 most developed characters.
I mean, that's what it like when you decide to snap with your pen, like Horikoshi. Because like here's the thing is that we get how you got a Toga Abby, yet she not in your top 10. Oh, you getting red.
Damn. Damn. You get called out, right?
Okay, so here's the reason. If I'm on my phone, I don't know if y'all have ever noticed this. My Abby is of Izuku, but on my computer it's Toga, and the only reason it's Toga because I was trying to find a picture really quick for a stream, and Toga was the first person I saw on Google, so that's the only reason why she used my picture.
Cap.
Literally the only reason.
Cap.
This nigga a fake fan. Everybody call him out. No, I'm playing.
I gotta stop sleeping on Ochiko, man.
Oh yeah, Ochiko would be like number 8, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, so get her moment though. She still hasn't had that one standout moment by herself.
Ochiko has a bunch of build up right now. She's got like a fuck ton of like she's got like a Rube Goldberg machine going on here where it's like, all right, so if I just hit that with the rubber band, it'll knock that pot over, leading the water to spill on that, causing a chain reaction with this chemical thing. And then that'll explode because it's a bunch of Frankie. I'm leading the door to ricochet into this nigga's head, and that's how I'm gonna take him out. That's how Ochiko is written right now. Rube Goldberg is just a thing where you create like really complex machines that have like 50 steps to do a simple task. You ever
I like that though.
Yeah,
I don't like that necessarily, but I like how Ochiko strategizes.
Like she's currently set up like as a character for her writing. It's just like boom, boom, boom. Everything is currently in place. All we really need is like that final like moment where it becomes like, all right, you either just admit that you just don't like her or you accept the fact that she's well written.
Well,
I'm about to dip in like 10 minutes. I gotta do this web team.
Okay,
this stream is about to end in 3 minutes, 2 minutes actually.
Okay,
so good.
Real quick about Ochiko, she was originally in my top 10, but as the story progressed, some people just naturally fall out. She was in my top 3 for the longest time, so it's like suing people, but like
she gonna fall back in. She
is.
I hope so. I really do like her as a character. I want to join the webtoon stream too, Dustin.
I got you.
I need to start reading.
But he gonna be a diva though, watching 30 minutes.
No. I promise I'll be there.
All right, so real quick, final thoughts on the chapter. Expectations for next week. Anything?
Okay, so final thoughts on the chapter. If I remove my bias and my fears from the chapter, I would give it an 8. If I keep my bias in on it, it's like a 6. I think that next chapter is going to be focusing on the mansion, and I think the chapter is going to end with Giganto popping up.
Dustin and Flo?
This chapter was cool. You know, I can't wait to get. I'm excited. I want to see more with Mirko, like her final moments are about to be. I'm excited for this arc overall, and I know we're just still in the beginning of it, so I just can't wait till we finally get in the groove of this arc, so we can really be just,
you waiting on that validation for your belief. Like you want to be like, yeah, see, this is why I believe in Hogan. Now shut the fuck up.
I want to swing my dick on these niggas on Twitter.
I mean, the chapter was dope. I like how the pace of this chapter is like just went beautifully. Nothing feels out of place. Everything moves smoothly. We're now transitioning over to the second location. So we might next chapter get to see Hawks and stuff, and just can't wait to see what happens next. Really.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got this at 8, like the art snap, the story advance in a way that I like respect, acknowledge. I don't have those reservations because like I said, the second I realized Horikoshi uses jokes to set up his stuff, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just accept the fact that the man knows what he's doing. So I'll see everybody who's watching it now or came through next week. I'm assuming y'all will be at least like somewhat down to discuss next week. That's the end of the stream.
When are we discussing the movie?
When y'all niggas actually go see it. And then with that, the stream ends.
Tonight.